Are you or a loved one disabled? Do you feel alone, lost, and confused as to how to win your Social Security case? If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have so many questions and you're desperately looking for the answers. Hi, my name is Avi Leibovic, and I'm the owner at Benefits for All and the lead attorney at Avi Leibovic Associates. Over the course of my 20-year career, I've overseen the processing and screening of over 500,000 disability cases, working with the largest hospitals, neighborhood clinics, primary care physicians, and even individuals who had no access to care at all. My strategies for how to win the case have made me one of the top experts in Social Security law in the entire nation. My life and my career were going great. And then one day it all came crashing down. It started first with some abdominal pains. And before I knew it, I'd been admitted to the hospital several times and I required multiple surgeries. I found myself unable to work and disabled and in desperate need of my own benefits. I understand exactly how you feel. I was in your shoes. And I'm going to take you through the process and help you and give you everything that I know so that you can win your case. I'm recovered and I'm back at work. And I have a newfound passion for helping disabled people because I myself have been there too. Call our office today for a free screening and to see how we can help you with your Social Security case. At the same time, enjoy these videos and webinars that we've prepared to help you understand how to win your Social Security case. Hello friends, this is Avi Leibovic and you're watching another one of the amazing webinars offered by Benefits for All, where we teach you how to win your Social Security disability case without the assistance of an attorney. Behind me is a beautiful state house in Vermont, the capital Montpelier, Vermont. What a terrific, beautiful, and amazing state. I've had the opportunity to drive up and down and see the lush forests, the greenery, the evening sky as the sun sets. It's really an amazing place, and I look forward to getting to visit a lot of the remarkable landscapes. I saw some terrific wine tasting locations and vineyards, as well as some other great farms and locations, as well as cliffs and the granite quarry, where you can go and check out where they have the largest granite quarry in the world, they say. And it's just an amazing state. For those of you who haven't had a chance to tour it, I certainly recommend that you tour it. This video is being made especially for my friends in Vermont. Many of you want to understand, as you go ahead and you undertake the challenge and the task of applying for SSI and SSDI, you want to have a sense of, what are my chances of winning, right? Am I really going to win this case? Am I not going to win this case? Am I wasting my time? Am I spending my wheels? Can I do this myself, or should I hire an attorney and pay up to $6,000 or 25% of my fees? What should I do? So let's take a look and let's see what exactly are your chances in winning. As we've discussed so many times in so many of these webinars already, the Social Security process, the chronology of the process, is that it begins with an application. If the application gets denied, it goes to a request for reconsideration. And if the request for reconsideration gets denied, it moves on to a hearing before an administrative law judge. So we talked about nationally in some of the other videos. Nationally right now, the application rate, approval rate, is 31.9%. Almost 32% of all of the applications that are submitted are going to get approved. Now, if you're good at math and you're talking about 32%, you have a very high number that's actually going to go ahead and that's going to get denied. You know, we're in a very high number that's going to get denied. Now, when it comes to the application level in Vermont, I'm excited to tell the residents of Vermont and my dear friends in Vermont that you're actually in a pretty good case, because the approval rate on the first-time applications is 41.5%. 41.5%, that's almost 10 full points above the national average. So whereas you have some states that are at that national average of 31.9%, you have many states which are actually below the national average, which means that when you're coming into Vermont and you're submitting an application, those individuals who are looking through the applications are a little bit more lenient, are a little bit more relaxed, and you have about a 10% increased chance, a 10 point lead over the national average. Someone once asked me, does that mean that they apply the rules differently in New York or in Arizona or in Nevada or in New Hampshire, or Vermont? Are they applying the rules differently everywhere? How can you have one state where it's a very high win rate and one state where it's a very low win rate? And the answer is they're not applying it really differently. The rules are the rules, the regulations are the regulations, the processes and the procedures are in place, and they're there for everyone to look at. Happens to be that in some states they're a little bit more relaxed. Perhaps the DDS, the Disability Determination Services within that region, is a little softer in terms of what they're looking for. Perhaps they don't have as many fraudulent claims because the population, the density of the population is not as high, so you have more real claims that are being submitted. It could be that in some of the states the numbers of applications submitted are lower than in other states, so you have so many high number of applications that a majority of those are just not going to get approved because they shouldn't have applied to begin with. So the rules are all the same. It just happens to be in Vermont, it seems to be that they're 10 points higher than the national average. So let's say that your application gets denied. And let's say now that you got to go request a request for reconsideration. What is your chances of winning? Well, the national statistics right now is the approval rate on reconsiderations is 11.2%. Once again, Vermont is a little bit ahead of the national average, and you have a 15.4% approval rating. Again, the request for reconsideration is a very, very difficult step within the process, because what Social Security is trying to do is they're trying to weed out those applications which may not necessarily be the best applications, or for people who are just trying to get some money to kind of maybe, get through and try to pay the rent. It's not that people are scamming. I don't like to think that way of people. People are just doing the best that they can. Times are tough, the economy is difficult, people are out of work, they're not feeling well, and they might legitimately think that they're disabled. So because they legitimately think that they're disabled, they submit an application. The point is, again, is that the reconsiderations across all the states are generally very low because they want to weed people out. We know, again, that in the national average is 11.2, and Vermont we have a little bit higher rating, as we said, with a 15.4% getting approved. Now, once again, keep moving forward, and again, I'm very excited for those people who have to go to hearing, because whereas the approval rate on hearings nationally is hovering again at 58.3%, the approval rate for my friends in Vermont is going to be 69.2%. That's one of the highest approval rates in the whole country. 69.2% of you who go before a judge and who are familiar with the law and know how to present your case. In many cases, these people are probably represented by attorneys, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, because these webinars are teaching you how you could represent yourself if you so choose to do that. And we see here that 69.2% of those people who go to hearing are going to get approved. Now that's very promising, because you have to remember that the application generally is going to take between 6 and 8 months till a decision's made, right? Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. It all depends really on you. Sometimes you go ahead and it takes you longer to submit all the paperwork. Sometimes it takes you longer to submit all the medical records so that DDS and the Social Security Administration can review the application in its entirety with the medical records. Other times, if you're lagging and it takes longer, a 6-month process or a 5-month process or perhaps a 4-month process if things are really moving along quickly could be dragged out and stretched out to a 8-month, 9-month, even 12-month process if you're not giving them what they need. Now, does that mean you're losing money? Well, no, because once you submit an application for SSI, we discussed that even though you can't go retroactive in some of the other webinars on an SSI application, and remember again, on an SSDI application, you can go 12 months retroactive from the filing date. But even though you submit that application, you're locked in from all of those months from the time that you submit your application until when? Until the final agency, the approval is given to you, and all of those months catch up. So what does that mean? That means that the longer it takes, probably the more money you're going to get, because more months are being added to the process, and then you're going to multiply the state SSI amount or your SSDI amount times the number of months that you delayed, and you're going to come up with your final payment amount, not including any offsets. But with that said, is it good that you're getting a big payment amount? On one hand, you may say, awesome, this took 2.5 years because it took me 6 to 8 months to do the application, and another 4 to 6 months or 4 to 8 months to do the request for reconsideration. And how long do I have to wait to hearing? Well, the average in Vermont is 314 days. That's a little bit less than 349 days. But 314 days is not too far from 365 days, so you're talking about at least a year. So between the 6 to 8 months for your application and the 4 to 6 months or 4 to 8 months for the request for reconsideration, and then the 319 days for the hearing, till everything is said and done, until a judge makes a decision on your case, you're clearly talking about somewhere between 1.5 years and 2 years from the beginning of submitting an application until what? Until the judge goes ahead and renders a decision. So are you sitting there and getting a big check and saying, yes, winner, winner, chicken dinner, I got a huge check, let's go to Disneyland. Yes, you might be saying that, but there's some caveats to that. You had to wait 2 years. I would rather have a decision much quicker because I need that money to pay for medication. I need that money to pay for food, for shelter, for an assistant attendant, for someone to come by and help me out. That money is precious to me. The fact that I waited 2 years and got a big check, it's a nice feeling. I got my money in the end. It's not like it was taken away from me. But you know what? Just as much as I need the money, I also need, if I'm applying for SSI, I need my Medicaid. I need my ability to access quality health care. I don't want to wait 2 years. Had I had that before, had I had a quicker decision, right, I would have been able to get some of the care that I need, some of the medications that I need, go to the hospitals and doctors more than I might have been going without the Medicaid. So, you know, on one hand, you're getting a big payment. On the other hand, you probably would rather have it a little bit quicker and cooperate with them so that during the time that you're struggling and during the time that you're sick, you have those resources, the Medicaid and the money, to help you along. So what else do we have to say about Vermont? Well, we have to say to our friends in Vermont, no different than we say to all of the other claimants and friends that we have in all the other states. If you want to try to win this case on your own, we've done something amazing here, and something, as far as I'm aware of, is not being done by any attorney across the country yet. And we are preparing webinars so that you can learn the secrets, you can learn the tricks of the trade, you can listen in on our gold nuggets and ideas of what we implement in our own offices, and you can download and purchase as many webinars as you want. And then you could decide, you know what, I don't need to pay 25% or $6,000, up to $6,000. I'm going to do this on my own. And I might have been able to do it for only, I'm picking a number, a few dollars, you know, a few dollars I'm able to do it for. That's entirely up to you. On the other hand, you may say, you know what, I need to hire the guns, and if that's the case, you certainly can call our office, www.benefitsforall. Come check us out if we can help you. We'd love to help you. My name is Avi Leibovic, and I just want to go off by saying, you know, it's called Benefits for All because we're in front of the state capitol over here, and just like there's justice for all from the Pledge of Allegiance and justice for all, there's going to be benefits for all. But I want to add one more point to it. There's benefits for all, but these are also benefits for you, okay? Benefits for you and benefits for all. Right now we're talking about you. We're not talking about national averages. We're talking about what you need to do to win your case. I know you can do it. I know these webinars will help you. Listen carefully. Call our office if you have some questions. I wish you the best of luck. All right? Feel good. I look forward to speaking with you and learning with you and sharing ideas with you in the near future. All the best.